When it comes to white whistles from the series Made in Abyss, there are only select few that come to mind. In this video, we're going to be talking about none other than Ozen, the Unmovable, the tank of the series, if you will. With her first appearance in the show, you might find her to be more of an unsavory figure. If you get what I'm saying, she kind of makes you think that she hates kids and wants nothing to do with them. I mean, you literally see here her beating the crap out of Reg, and literally for no point besides the fact of her thinking he's too sturdy. I mean, there is a lot more of a reason to it, but I'm not going to dive into it all that much because I don't want to spoil everything that's going on with the series with Reg. I'm going to be making a Reg video, so I mean, stay tuned for that if you want to find out more about Reg. But this is about Ozen, the Unmovable, and she does have like this dark, ominous vibe to her that makes you question her motives. And you really do question her motives throughout the entire series until you get a little bit further with her character and you see what's really going on here. I mean, during this entire encounter, I thought she's a lunatic. I mean, she almost had Rico's face just blasted with the incinerator, which clears anything in its freaking path. But she doesn't care because she's trying to see the potential in this weapon. She wants to get behind the man that is Reg and the woman that is Rico. She wants to see what they're all about, and obviously he wants to take her down for slapping Rico in the face and pushing her aside. Rico and Ozen don't have the best relationship, just to throw that out there. I mean, that's Liza's daughter, and Liza and Ozen were very good friends. It's hard to believe that someone like Ozen could have friends in the first place. But she did have friends, and it was nice. But most of the time, she's nuts, and she has these things that she's implanted into her body to make her the strong and durable woman that she is. That's her artifact that she implanted, I think, like over 200 in her entire body. And then when she puts on her armor, aesthetically, it's very pleasing to the eye. Like, look at her. She looks like a badass. And B, you would never want to mess with something like that. Like, that walks up to you in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the abyss, I should say. You're going to be running for your life. But, all in all, that's a nice little assistant. All in all, you do get to see this nicer side of Ozen, which, I mean, isn't all that nice. I mean, she did say that she put something into this cube. It was her dinner, and it came out alive and then crawled towards the center of the abyss and then died. I wonder how long Rico's gonna last until she just dies or stops being alive. It's ridiculous. It's cynical. She's a nut. But at the end of the day, she's all about helping the kiddies out. Like, she wants to progress the story, being an aid to Rico and Reg, and giving them all the information about the other whistles that are further below. Like Bondrewd, with my last video I explained, is a psychopath who wants to experiment on children, but she wants to give them as much information like the maps from Orth. The top city will not give them because it's only among white whistles that they will know. So then she puts them through what she calls like her training, if you want to call it that. It's nuts. It's like 10 days and they have to survive in the abyss by themselves, and it would never seem possible to someone like of their age. But they managed to get through it while she's watching over them and saying, oh, they do make a very good combination when they use their abilities together. But she tells Rico, or not Rico, she tells Reg that he'll never even be able to protect Rico. Like, she'll just let her die because once he uses his incinerator, he's done for like 2 hours and Rico will just die or get eaten by something. I do find it funny, like, I think her first line is, that brat is still alive, being Rico. Or it might have been Reg, actually. I want to say Rico, though, because that seems more likely. But during these 10 days of trial, which I'm going to call them, they end up almost dying, I think, a few times, but they hunt this giant beast, and Reg traps it with his arms, and Ozen's like, they might actually be able to do okay. Like, you get this warm, fuzzy feeling from a character that you thought had nothing but pain and wanted to kill anything that stood in her way. Like, she could carry up a cube by herself and she could take on anybody that's in her general vicinity because she's a freaking tank and she's not one to be trifled with. But at the end of the day, she just wants to help kids out. She can't not be honest with children. She has to tell them everything up front, even if that means beating them to a pulp just to see if they can survive it, or smacking them halfway across a freaking room to make sure they adhere to the lesson that she is trying to instill upon them. Actually, a little bit more on the warm fuzzy because you don't see it a whole lot in Maid of the Abyss. So you get to see Ozen with young Liza, where young Liza is telling her she's basically this awesome abyss dweller and talking about how she has all these scars and everything, but Ozen just uses her hair to cover them up because she's just that cool. And Liza's like, no, I actually meant you're cool. Like, I wasn't joking with you. And Ozen's like, oh, I'm gonna kick you. Which is funny. It's like, it's comical. Ozen's threatening to kick a small child, which we totally haven't seen before her actually doing or anything of the sort. But you see that she's touched that Liza's actually giving her a compliment. But then you go back on the darker side of things. After her and Liza have been spending time together, Liza being another white whistle now, and them spending all this time and going on all these dwells and adventures. But then Liza meets this man who pretty much ruins everything for Ozen. And then the man dies, and Ozen is left carrying this giant freaking box upstairs. Not stairs, but up the abyss, ascending with the curse, with the box, making sure that this kid will be okay. And it's nice to see her doing something, but at the same time, it's very depressing that she holds this grudge to this day. But at the end of the day, she helps Rico out. And that's going to be the end for my Ozen video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It is always appreciated. And subscribe to always look forward to the new content being my other Made in Abyss videos and my other creator on the channel as well, who creates fantastic videos as well. So stay tuned for my next video, probably being Reg, which is going to be nuts. And you guys have a great rest of the day.